So hopefully we remember that the two formulas to find circumference of a circle, c equals 2 pi r, use that if they give you the radius, or c equals pi d if you're trying to find the diameter. So we talked about yesterday the formula to find the area of a circle. That is pi r squared. Formula to find arc length for part of a circle. This came from chapter 6. We're using that L for arc length. We take x over 360, our central angle measure. We come up with some fraction of the circle and multiply it by the circumference, either 2 pi r or pi d again. How many square inches are in a square foot? Hopefully you didn't just say 12. There are 12 inches in a foot, but we have to square 12 since we're looking for square inches in a square foot. It really has 144 square inches. So today we're talking about sector area. This is area of part of a circle. So if I draw in a circle, your sector is just an area of the piece of the pie. So if there's my center, here's the piece of the pie that I'm looking for. It would all kind of be shaded in here. Give me a... Right, so this area formula looks similar to our arc length formula. We're going to take x over 360. Again, this x, just like last time, stood for your central angle measure, times the area, times pi r squared. Your sector area formula is really just like the area of a fraction of the circle, right? It's just one little slice of pie. So if we were trying to find the exact sector area, I just rewrote in those measurements because they were hard to see. Start by finding the circumference. Sorry, we need to find the radius, and they gave us the circumference. So if we are looking for the radius, we're going to use c equals 2 pi r. They told us that the circumference was 96 pi. So let's plug that into our formula for c. 96 pi equals 2 pi r. From there, in order to solve this for the radius, since it was 2 times pi times r, divide both sides by 2 pi. So really, we're just left with the radius. Over here, we have to figure out 96 divided by 2 is really 48 for the radius. So once we find that radius, then we can find the area of the sector. So we're going to take x over 360 times pi r squared. Plugging in what we know, the central angle is 164. We're going to multiply that by pi times 48 for the radius squared. That'll leave us with 164 over 360 times 2,304 pi. When we multiply that by the fraction, we get 1,049.6 pi centimeters squared. For number 2, we want to find the sector area to the nearest square mile if the central angle measure is 75 degrees and the diameter is 50 miles. So in order to find the area of the circle, we need to find the radius first. Since they gave us the diameter, and that was 50 miles, going the whole way across the circle, our radius would just be 25. So now let's use our formula. X over 360 times pi r squared. Let's plug in what we know. The central angle measure would be 75 over 360. And now our radius is 25. So when we multiply those together, right, 25 squared gave us the 625. We end up with 409 miles squared. Just for part of the circle. So if we're trying to find the area of this shaded region, this time they did give us the radius and the central angle measure. So you can take x over 360 times pi r squared. So that's 135 over 360 times pi times 12 squared. So when we take 135 over 360 times 144 pi, we end up with 54 pi units squared. For number 4, let's add in that I want to find the exact area of this sector below. You can see that it's part of the circle. So we're given the central angle and the radius. So take 150 out of 360 times pi times the radius squared. Okay, 144 pi we end up with, and we have to multiply that by 150 over 360. And that'll leave us with 60 pi centimeters squared.